welcome back. And happy Father's Day. Such a beautiful day out here, you guys. Like, I'm just feeling so blessed, so grateful, so everything. And yes, I'm out here at this cafe. It's kind of loud out here. I didn't think it would be so loud. What is going on? What is going on? Yes, I'm feeling blessed because, you know, it's a new day, Father's Day. And I talked to my father today. It's always good to hear his voice. His warm, sweet voice. Father. Crazy because I just shared this post on my Facebook page about name one thing your father has taught you. And reflecting on that, I realized that my dad, I learned a lot from my dad. Like, my dad is like my hero, you know? He's a champion of my life. Taught me a lot growing up throughout the years. I learned how to cook from my dad. I learned about the birds and the bees. My dad told me about that when I was 16 years old. I was just like, Dad, like, come on. My dad's such a sweetheart. He calls me darling. Like, I'm his little baby girl. He spoiled the shit out of me. It's just insane. So I think now that I'm an adult, you know, when I became an adult, I kind of like, I look at the world like the world is mine and like people are supposed to like bend down and worship me because that's how my dad treated me. I'm like, I blame my dad for that, but I mean, it's a good thing too because like he taught me my self-worth, you know, and he taught me that I am a princess. The world is mine and I can have anything I want in life. And my dad set a really good example for me. You know, as an entrepreneur himself, as a business owner, as a hard-working man with very good work ethic. Yeah, he really did set the example. By the way, you guys, I'm about to eat this bagel. Cream cheese because the girl put something in her body. So I have like maybe 40 minutes to do this video. I'm meeting up with someone. I'll be back, you guys. Y'all watch my purse, okay?
Hey, what's up? Right here, man.
My dad is so sweet. He's like, so you still out in California? I was like, yeah. He's like, how is it out there? Is it rough? I was like, it's alright, it's cool. My dad made me think about me and I think about him. I know y'all saw my video I made yesterday. If you didn't see it, go watch it. I don't really eat at Starbucks that much, but they got some okay stuff there. I don't drink coffee. Coffee isn't my thing. How are you guys doing today? It seems like Father's Day is like this somber day that people reflect on the absence of their father. I've seen like people in the comments on their same post, they were talking about the things that their dad taught them. Some of the people commented it was like nothing. And like they were abandoned. And I feel bad, you know. I feel bad for them, but it makes me realize like how grateful I am to have had both of my parents raise me and to see what black love looks like in the flesh, to see two black people, men and women, love each other, and you know, to grow up in a household that's just full of love. It set the template, I think, for what I know I need and what I desire as an adult woman. And so in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about my dating experience of dating an engineer and a physician. And I tend to be attracted to people who are, of course, educated, because I'm educated. You don't have to have a formal education, but it's just something that gets my wheels going. Like, I can be able to be stimulated by someone, a guy, you know, who is educated. You know, we can talk about certain things, and we can relate to each other in ways that I think I don't usually relate to people, you know, who don't have an education. But you can be smart either way, so I don't want to try to take it the wrong way. But yeah, so I've met, and it's crazy, like, I feel like dating for me is just a challenge. I'm looking at this beautiful, beautiful picture. Look like a woman that's from Sudan. I don't know, my African friends tell me, which country is this lady from? It's a nice picture though. I like it. But so yeah, it's a challenge because I have options, and it may sound like, oh, you got options, you got it made, but on the other side of that is like, it can be kind of difficult because then you have to make a decision. It's like going into a store with so many different brands, so many different options to choose from, and you're like, which one do I pick? Which one is the best for me? I feel like that's kind of like where I'm at when it comes to dating, because I get guys hollering at me left and right, and sometimes I be like, wait, this is just too overwhelming. Let me just take a step back and just focus on me and focus on school and my career and building and making money. Like, that's much easier than dating for me. I got this school thing down pat. Hi, Ibrahim. How are you doing? So, here I am, dating on the dating scene, and I have met this engineer guy. I met him first, right? And we hit it off, we cool. He's a pharmaceutical engineer, so like he works with drugs all day. He's the one who manufactures the drugs. I'm like, you're evil. You're evil, because I don't really like medication. I mean, I work in the healthcare industry, right? And of course, prescription medication is a part of what I do in my industry, you know. I mean, I don't prescribe medication, but I see clients who, of course, are prescribed medication, and sometimes that's one of the recommendations for clients, you know, to be put on medication. I work within the field of psychiatry with psych patients at a hospital, and so that's, of course, part of it, but I think I'm opposed to it because of the side effects, and I realize that medication is a lot more harmful, I think. So that's what he does, long story short. And I respect him. Like, he's really smart, he's really intelligent. I don't think he watches my videos. I hope not. I be making videos, be like, wait a minute, should I make this video? They might be watching me. I make these videos for you guys and myself, of course. But so yeah, it's like he lives in LA. I like that he's a New Yorker. I'm like, okay, got some cool points because you're from New York, so we kind of see each other, like, you know, on that level.
Below Mexico. Right below Mexico.
And
The poor part of mountain.
he's Dominican too. I'm like, okay then. And that's the thing, like, when you're dating, it's not like we're just exploring. That's how I look at it. It's not like a real, like, commitment kind of thing. I mean, the intent is commitment eventually, you know, after we figure it out and see, okay, is this what we want or maybe not, right? I look at it like a trial phase, you know, like you try something out, something new, and you're trying to explore and see if you really want to invest in it. That's kind of like how I see dating. So I feel like it's okay to, like, date more than one person at the same time because you're just exploring, you know. But one person I feel like is gonna take the cake, right? One person is gonna stand out and appeal to me more than the other one, and then that's how I can make a decision. And I'm sure guys do the same thing. I'm sure men, guys who are watching, feel free to comment below. But I know you don't just date one woman at one time, right? Like I'm pretty sure, like during that phase of exploration, you see what your options are. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, and I'm like interested in two guys. Like I said, one is a pharmaceutical engineer. The other one, he is a physician. And he works at UCLA, and I'm just like, okay. He's Nigerian though, and you guys know how I feel about my African brothers. I mean, we're all African, right? But he was born in Africa. And so I respect that, and I appreciate, you know, his ethnic identity. He's really smart. I mean, you know how, like, you know, you can be an intellectual, right? Like myself. But it's something when you come across somebody else who kind of like outsmarts you, that shit is sexy as hell, right? And so one thing that I like, so I noticed a couple differences between dating a physician and the engineer that I want to talk about in this video. I think it's worth mentioning because I don't know, I haven't shared it with like them or whatever, which I probably will because I'm pretty transparent and open. I'll let them know. But I'm like, this is things that they should know about themselves too. Like what is appealing, and what's appealing and what's not. And so, okay, for example, the engineer, he has his moments. Like he can be very empathic and attentive, you know, to my needs at times, but there's always a but. I feel like he's insensitive too, and I think it has a lot to do with his work, the nature of his work, his work environment, and what he's used to, what he's accustomed to. I mean, he is a director, so he has employees under him, and he's like always talking about, oh, you know, training the employees and all of this. And I'm like, you have employees that work under you, which means that you should have interpersonal skills. Like you should be able to communicate in ways that are effective, you know, and that are sensitive to the person's needs. But I can get it, like being, I think, like a CEO or like a person in a high position, sometimes people, they become insensitive and very harsh, and they feel they have to in order to get the job done. I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, you got people under you, and you feel like you gotta like be firm and set rules and stuff like that. And I feel like that's how he comes towards me, and I'm just like, I shut down. I shut down. Ibrahim says, what kind of person am I into? So I'm gonna get there. Like, listen, I'm gonna get there. So, and I mean, I like a dominant guy. I like a man who knows how to take the lead in a relationship, you know, and set rules and be firm with me, but not too firm. Because if you're too firm, like there's a such thing as being too much of something. And it's crazy. I think that's kind of like, I kind of contradicted myself because I said to my friend yesterday, there's no such thing as being too dominant, but I think there is a such thing as being too firm. And firmness is a part of dominance, right? And I'm just like, tone it down a little bit. Like, I kind of like a little bit of balance. Like, I like a guy who's dominant, but also like a guy who's sensual. And I feel like the engineer, he just isn't that. Like, he can be affectionate in terms of expressing, like, physical affection, like hugs and kisses and all that little warm, touchy-feely stuff, right, that people do on dates. But in terms of understanding and connecting with me emotionally, I feel like that's kind of like where he's lacking. And he likes to talk. Like, he dominates the conversation. And I don't know how I feel about that. I'm just like, can I get a word in? Like, can I present my perspective? It's just like, this is this. Like, I think kind of like, I think dominant men can sense when a woman is kind of submissive, and so like they just ride with that, you know. And I don't think he does it intentionally. I don't think he's aware. So I have to like bring it to his awareness or whatever. And I'm just like, dude, just realize like you just went off on me, right? Like, calm that shit down. So that's him. But the position, which I like, is that I like this neighborhood, you guys. Like, it feels like at home. You know, it's mostly African American out here where I live. So I don't know. I had to put that in there. It feels very cool. In fact, what time is it? Oh, okay, I got like 20 more minutes. So, the physician guy, he's like, he is like a teddy bear, you know. He's really smart. He's Nigerian, so of course he has a degree of dominance within him. You know, most Africans are kind of dominant men. He knows that. It comes natural for him, so I don't have to teach him that. That's what I like. I'm like, okay, because I'm not trying to teach a man what dominance means and how to be with me and interact with me. Like, he got that down pat, and he is very intuitive. It's like he listens, and that is, to me, that's a huge plus. The fact that he actually listened and he actually is concerned, like he expresses concern. And I think also, maybe it's partly due to his, you know, inherent within him, right? Inherent within his own personality and his character. But I think it also has to do with his work, you know, because he is a doctor, he's a physician, he sees patients. And so, I mean, being a physician, you have to care about people, you know? I mean, as a doctor and trainer myself, of course they teach us how to be empathic. I mean, you can teach empathy, right? You can teach a person like certain skills and how to relate to a human being. But for some of us, it comes natural, and it's good when you have both, right? When you have those skills sharpened through practice, and also when it just comes natural because that's who you are. And I feel like the physician has both. Like, he's very sensitive and in tune with what I need, and I like that. So I'm just like, I'm at this point where I'm like, damn, what do I do? What do I pick, y'all? I feel like I hope he don't watch it. I really hope he does not see my video, bro. But I feel like at times the engineer makes it really easy. He makes it easy for me to choose. That's a bad thing. He makes it easy, yeah, he makes it easy for me in a bad way, whereas the physician, he makes it easy for me in a good way. Because I think he realizes, it's something about a man who realizes like a woman's worth, and he realizes like, you better show up and show out and treat her like the good woman that she is if you want her, because if not, then you're going to just miss out on the opportunity. And so, yes, the physician, like, he demonstrates that. So we're going to see. This is going to be interesting. I don't know. I can't, like, bring them on camera as much as I would like to. And I think, actually, the engineer, he probably wouldn't mind either. Because aside from being an engineer, like, he's been on TV, you know, like, he's not afraid of the camera, let's put it that way. And so, he probably would, but I'm really cautious when it comes to doing that. I feel like I have to be cautious, you know, because, you know, when you're building something, you gotta protect it, you know. But I find, like, this whole dating thing, man, it's been a journey, and y'all know I done came across all kinds of people. Y'all remember, like, I think it was what, was it last year? No, yeah, 2018, and I was talking to the defense attorney. That was funny right there. I knew that shit wasn't gonna work. Lawyers be lying, man. Can't date no liar. This motherfucker get paid to lie professionally. Like, nah, I know that might gonna work. But I think I'm in a good point in my life right now. Like, I actually feel good about where I'm at, considering, you guys, I am nearing the end of my program. And I know I've said that like a year ago, right, or a semester ago, but it's like I'm actually getting closer, like for real, for real. Right now, I'm taking 2 summer classes, elective, and then I have 1 more class I take for fall and spring. My dissertation, of course, I have to complete, and I'm out of here, y'all. I'm out, and I'm thinking about moving back to New York. I'm making plans. Like, most of my stuff is in New York. It's crazy. I left most of my stuff there because I knew I would be coming back. And so I told the physician about that. I even told both about that, right? I told the engineering guy I'm talking to, and I told the physician that, you know, I'm moving back to New York. I plan on it. And and to see the reaction that the engineer, like, on his face, he was just like, He made it seem like he was thinking. He was like, okay, that's good to know. Because I think he's trying to make me stay. He was like, yeah, a lot can change in a month. He's like, first he was like, a lot can change in a year, right? Because I have a year left in the program here. He was like, a lot can change in a year. And he was like, actually, a lot can change in a month. And he was like, what you trying to do? Trying to get your girl knocked up. That's scary to me. The thought of getting pregnant now, man, I'm still in school. It's kind of scary. I mean, of course, I want to be a mom. I want some kids, but I have to think realistically too. And realistically, getting pregnant when I'm still in school right now is scary. Because I don't want to extend my time while I'm in this program. Like, I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to start actually reaping the benefits of my education and my training. And the engineer, he's like, he wants some boys. He want to have some babies. Like, he can have it right now. The physician is like, he's being realistic, and he's just like, he can wait. I'm like, okay, he's playing it smart and safe. But I'm like, I can wait too, but at the same time, like, do I want to wait? It's just decisions, you guys. Like, I know I'll be taken care of, that I know that I'll be fine, you know, if I do pop up pregnant. Yeah, I remember the video I made the other day. It's like, I'm pregnant. How can this happen to me? Y'all believe that shit too. That really, it tripped me out. Y'all be talking about I'm gullible. Y'all are gullible because y'all actually be believing. I'm like, how do y'all not know that's a joke? How you not know that I was teasing you guys? I mean, didn't it look pretty clear that I was joking? All our science-based scholars. Yeah, they are very intelligent and they're black, man. You know, I attract scholars. Like, I like men who are kind of like thuggish too. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from the hood, so I like that hardness, which they have. You know, one is Nigerian, the other one is Dominican. So they ain't forgot their roots, which I like. One is actually conscious. The engineer is conscious. I'm like, I didn't think I would be the conscious man that's successful, that's beautiful, that like has all this stuff going for him. So I'm just like, okay, high five to you. But it takes more than being conscious, you know. Consciousness is just only one thing. I mean, it's really important to me, but there's other things that make a good man, right? So yeah, I like that they are into the sciences. The physician, he gave me a lesson on, because he specialized in a certain kind of medicine. And I was really impressed the way he described it, because I'm just like, first of all, the name of his profession within medicine, within his field, it's kind of hard to pronounce. I'm just like, it's not a word that I say on like every day, right? So I'm just like, damn. But let me see, can I pronounce it? Let me see. Okay. Ophthalmology. I said it. Ophthalmologist. That's what he is. So, and he's pretty good at what he does. He knows what he's doing. The way he explained it so succinctly. I had to Google it. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, I knew it had something to do with the eyes, but exactly what do you do, right? So Google gives like a broad definition, but he really broke it down specifically to tell me what it is that he does. And it began to make sense because part of it he mentioned is neurology. And neurology has to do with the brain. As psychologists, we study the brain too. And I mean, our primary focus is the mind and behavior, but we also have to study the brain and neurological aspects of how that ties into a person's psychological well-being. And the way he broke it down, how the optic nerve is connected to the brain, and how, you know, there are certain disorders that come as a result of what's wrong with the optic nerve, and like the way he explained it, I was just so impressed. I was just like, I love that you're speaking so fluently and so confidently about your field and what you do, like your practice. It just impressed me, right? And they make good money. I'm just like, okay. I mean, we know it ain't all about the money. Motherfucker can be a millionaire. That don't mean that make him a good man, or even a good husband for that matter, or a good father. But it's a trait, you know what I'm saying? It's a plus, and I respect that. I admire that, and I just imagine, like, okay, if I was to procreate with either of them, like, our kid's gonna be smart. I feel like intelligence is inherited, you know? It's like something about the genes. You can pass on, like, a smart trait down to your kids. My dad, he's very intelligent and smart, but like, he passed it down to me, and I can procreate with somebody who is very wise and intelligent and pass that intelligence down to my kids, you know? Yeah, I do feel like it's inherited. I feel like it's something that can be nurtured through education and practice and training, but I feel like if people are born with a certain kind of wit, I know I was born smart. I always ask questions and challenge my own parents to teach me things. And that's the thing about that. Speaking of that, I'm about to end this video pretty soon, but speaking of that, y'all who got kids, and this is Father's Day, it's like when your kids be asking you questions, don't be like pushing them away. Like, they have a curiosity to want to learn for a reason. And if your ass don't know the answer, try to help them find the answer. Because kids can ask, we know, 1,000 questions a day. And I know it makes parents feel uncomfortable. Because I know I was that kid, and I would have, like, I'm talking about all kinds of questions. Like, I would get really philosophical with my dad, because he would want to teach me the Bible, right? I mean, he did, even though I'm no longer a Christian, but he, you know, taught me the Bible. We went to, like, Revelations, and he was talking to me about the mark of the beast. And I just had this curiosity, like, why? Just why for everything, right, in the Bible. I feel like when you read the Bible, you end up with more questions than you do answers. And so I was just asking him all the questions that I wanted to know. Like, why would God create a world? There's evil, you know, that exists, and people go to hell, and the whole story about the Garden of Eden and how they got kicked out, and when the world is coming to an end, the different signs that we can tell that the world is coming to an end with the mark of the beast, and how that's going to take form, and how people, he was just telling me about how people want to have these plants, these chips in their body, their hands, and I was just asking questions for everything. And I became more knowledgeable, you know. But I like that, you know, with my dad speaking of Father's Day and talking about, like, the goodness of my own father, I like that he nurtured my curiosity. He didn't get annoyed by my questioning. Like, he took time to think it out with me, because he himself also has, like, a curious kind of personality. He likes to explore. He likes to fix things, you know. And so, just reminiscing on when I was a little girl. It's just so beautiful. But I can't wait to have kids because I know my kids are gonna be geniuses. Yeah. Today's gonna be a great day. I'm looking forward to it. You guys have any special plans today? I really wish I could see my dad though, because he's in Florida. But I told him, I said, I'm gonna be there to see you soon. And he lit up. I heard his voice. He was like, oh yeah? I was like, yeah. Yeah, it's like you can tell it's still a little girl in me, right? That little girl ain't never wanna go nowhere. And so when I talk to my dad, I get my little baby voice, like, hey daddy. He be like, hi darling. My dad's so sweet. This bagel was delicious, you guys. This Starbucks is banging. Who's tuning in? Where you guys tuning in from? Oh. One thing also that I noticed was that the physician, he kind of remind me of my dad. A lot. Like, man. There's nothing like dating someone who is like your dad, who has a quality. Because, like, I mean, of course, my dad is the first man that loved me, right? First man that showed me what love is. So, it only makes sense that I want to seek and find a partner who reminds me of my dad, who has those same qualities, just so lovable and just spoil me and just call me baby girl and ask me like, what do you want? I'll give you the world, like kind of thing, you know? I know y'all hate me. Some of y'all hate me for saying that. Y'all like, this bitch, she is just so into herself. She's just so she's so spoiled. I am, y'all. I can't help it. My mom, on the other hand, she was complete. My mom did not spoil me. My mom was strict as hell. Honestly, the engineer reminded me of my mom. I'm talking about tough love kind of. I ain't gonna say a bitch, but tough love. I can't call my mom a bitch because I respect her. But yeah, very strict. Like, she don't play the radio, man, at all. And my dad, just complete opposite. He real calm natured, cool. You know, he ain't with all that arguing stuff. He just chill. He's more like irrational. My mom, she's like emotional. What time is it? Oh, it's almost that. It's yeah, it's funny that the physician, like, he kind of looks like my dad. I mean, he's tall. My dad's like over 6 feet tall. The physician is tall, kind of darker. He wears glasses. My dad wears glasses. My mom and my dad wear glasses. It's crazy. I don't wear glasses. I have perfect vision 20/20. But let me tell you a quick story before I end this video. So when I was younger, I remember I was in elementary school. You know how, like, I don't know if they still do this in schools, but they would give us like a vision test to see if we needed glasses in school. And so I remember the day I had to go for my vision test, I had my mind made up. I was like, I'm gonna trick them, right? So I always been a trickster. This ain't nothing new. And so I went there and I was like pretending like I couldn't see like the letters on the wall, just like, I can't see it. And I was like making up letters that weren't correct. And so they gave the paper to me and I took it home to my mom and my dad, and they looked at it. It was like, this girl is not freaking blind. Because basically the paper said that I needed glasses, that I had visual impairment. It's crazy. My parents knew me. Like, it was like this, and this was like elementary. I probably was, I don't know how old I was, like 4th grade, or maybe younger, 3rd grade, 2nd grade, and it's like, and I remember my dad was like, yeah, she's just trying to do that so she can wear glasses like me, because I always want to be like my dad, y'all. I thought like I was my dad's son in a way. Cause I dressed up like my dad. I used to play dress up as a kid. You know how like kids, they put on their parents' clothes when they're like really young. I would put on my dad's clothes, his work clothes, his shirt, his hat, his shoes. He was walking around the house in it. It was so much. Those were the days. It was so much fun. And so I did want to wear glasses like my dad. I was like, well, he got glasses, so I thought it was like a cool thing to wear glasses, like seeing eyeglasses. I thought it was just a cool thing. I was like, okay, why my parents are wearing it, my dad is. My mom, she only wears to read, but my dad, he like wears them all the time. And so I'm like, he has glasses. I just thought it was it made people smart. I don't know. Back then, kids think crazy things, right? So I just thought like wearing eyeglasses made you smart and made you look cool. So I had to go to school and pretend like I couldn't see so I could get me some eyeglasses, but it didn't work because my parents, they knew better than that. It was like, this girl is an actor. She need to stop playing. And I always would do that. But you know what, guys, I gotta go. I'm about to meet up with this person, and yeah, there's so much stuff going on over here, y'all. Because this is the hood. But hey, I'm gonna catch you guys later. Thank you guys for tuning in. Feel free to share what you guys are doing for your Father's Day. Don't let it be this sad, somber day. I mean, even if your father was not present in your life or is not present, like, just think about the kind of father that you would like to have in your life, maybe, and appreciate certain aspects. And another thing is how people be like, oh, how mothers cannot be mothers and fathers. I don't agree with that. I mean, we know, of course, biologically speaking, right, you can't be a mother and a father, but I think symbolically speaking, a mother can be a mother and a father. And so those single mothers who are there doing it by themselves, like, give them credit for at least trying to fulfill the role of the father that is absentee in their lives, you know, their baby father. So I give them their respect. You guys should give them the respect too, because they working double hard. They're filling the role of two parents, you know. Unless you guys don't understand the importance of having two parents. There's things that a father does with children, things that a mother does, you know, and they complement each other. But when you have one that's absent, the mother has to do both. And that can be hard. A mother's supposed to be nurturing, you know, and caring and kind of soft. And when the father is there and you get these black women who are all tough and strong, and y'all like, oh, soften up. Why you gotta be so argumentative? Why you gotta be so confident? Because, motherfucker, she got more testosterone because of having to adapt to the situation in her environment. That's the reason why. Because your ass ain't there. So her body has to respond. Everything is connected. Our mind, body is connected to each other. Our bodies respond to our environment. So yes, they have to toughen up. Their bodies produce more testosterone and they become kind of manly in a way just to fulfill that role. And you're just like, oh, well, you don't have to. Well, that's a lot of times what happens, you know. Because guess what? There's no protector in the house. So who's going to protect them? They live alone by themselves, having to raise kids after they give birth. We live in this crazy society that isn't necessarily safe. And I just think men don't consider that. I was actually going to make this video about that, but I was like, you know what? I get really passionate because I don't have kids, but I've seen single mothers struggle to raise kids by themselves, and I feel some kind of way about that. Like, I do. So, y'all don't be coming up on here talking that shit. I'm going to get y'all men. Because y'all know what y'all supposed to do. Y'all know y'all responsibility. And I understand, I get it. A lot of it is just a cycle. You repeat what your father did to... repeat what your father did to you and your mother and how your father left, and you going to do the same thing to the women that you mess around. We got to break that cycle, man. Got to break it. But I'm about to stop preaching. I got to go. I'm going to catch you guys later. Love you guys. Feel free to continue the discussion below and share this video. Love you guys. Bye.